Hey, Duke, what's going on, man? Uh, how
Mm.
did the whole how did the whole operation go for you guys with you as the Mike linebacker and the green dot? Just can you tell us how that all went down?
It went pretty well. Some of the third down calls, it got really loud in there, so kind of we had to, like, I guess you could say, signal some of the calls in. But I think it went pretty well. We got communicated, and they started to do a little hurry up towards the end of the game and I think end of the second half, I believe. Um, but it turned out it went well. It's something I do every day, so it's not like I'm not prepared for it. So.
You mentioned some of the hurry up late in the game. What do you think went into some of the miscommunications that went down in the secondary late?
Um, I mean, I gotta, like I said, I gotta go back. I watched the tape, but I gotta rewatch it again. I'm gonna watch it with my coach, and we can go from there. But things happen. We just got to be more detailed, and have more focus. That's really it. Starting with myself.
Kirk?
What's up, dude?
How you doing, Chris?
Good, man. Hey, the theme so far this season has kind of been you guys have beaten yourselves. You haven't really gotten beat. Do you agree that that was the case last night? And is that any better than being outplayed by the opponent?
Well, there's a lot of things that we've done to put ourselves in some situations in that game yesterday. But it happens in the NFL. It's not, no one's perfect. I could tell you one thing: there's no one on this team that wants to make a mistake, and everyone wants to play well and do well for each other. And we come to work every single day, and we work hard, and we focus on the day, like we always speak of, focus on the day that's in front of us. And I feel like we do a really good job at that. It's just sometimes, things happen. It's life. We're human. We're not perfect, and people make mistakes. Starting with, I mean, I make some as well.
Tell me about the mentality of this team, because it's always seemed good. Even last year during the 5-game losing streak, you guys seemed to keep your heads up. How has it been this season? How was it last night? How is it today?
Well, we got a lot of good character guys on this team. I feel like I know one thing: we're going to learn from this game, and it's just only going to make us better. That's just like everything we do in life, especially with the guys that we have and the leaders that we have and the captains and the leadership that we have on this team. I know that we're going to look at this game and only get better from it and only make corrections. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. No one wants to lose, especially I know for a fact no one wants to lose in this building. I hate losing. You know, um, Everyone does, but I know one thing: you learn from every time you make a mistake. So, and we have a lot of grown men in this building, and a lot of people with, like I said, good character, and going to come back to the drawing board and not point the finger, look at their self and see what they can do better and improve on, just like myself.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Adam?
Hey, Duke. So, what's the challenge in particularly with Vic's defense of having moving parts? You guys had a lot. You were one of them. Players that probably weren't envisioned in the role that you played last night. What's it take to make it work when you have a bunch of guys that are the next man up?
Well, I feel like a lot of guys been playing ball their whole life, just like myself. And even when I'm not in that role of being an every down guy, like I was last night, I'm always prepared to be in it. I always look at myself like I'm in it. I don't go to practice and be like, hey, I'm not going to play this week. You don't know, something can happen at practice, and we've seen it happen over and over on every team. So the last thing I do is prepare or go into a game thinking that I'm not going to play. I prepare like I'm a starter regardless of the situation, and I think a lot of guys do that as well. We at practice we rotate a lot of guys in just for moments like that. We always give guys reps. We always keep everyone involved, and all of our meetings are pretty much it's a lot of communication going on. A lot of people making sure everybody's on the same page. We always do call outs, so everyone on the defense is on the same page. We do a lot of individual meetings with just the players, and we all get together to make sure that we're doing the right things and we're all on the same page. So, like I said, people make mistakes, and I know one thing: we have the right group of men on this team that's going to go back to the drawing board and make the corrections. including myself.
Thank you.
Well,
David? Oh, sorry, I think I accidentally muted you there, Duke. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks. Duke, I'm wondering, even when you're not starting, how vocal of a guy are you with the team? And then how much will you go to that, at a time like this when the team maybe, needs leaders stepping up and things like that?
I love the game so much, man, and I'm probably one of the most, I mean, everyone can tell you that I'm probably one of the most vocal guys on the team. I'm always speaking up and being loud and answering questions and staying in it every single day. At practice, I'm always alerting plays that I see, things that I see. And yeah, I mean, it's just ball, man. It's what I love the game. It's what I do. And my favorite moment is being on the field, so I have the most fun out there, and communicating is like something I've done really well throughout my life.
Perk?
Hey, Duke, I know you guys don't want to make any excuses for what happened last night, but is part of the explanation missing personnel, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, Jerome Baker?
I mean, the building and the organization does a great job of selecting the guys that we get on the 53-man roster every year, and it's always next man up mentality. We know that. They feel like I feel like everyone on the team can make plays, regardless. You just have to be out there. If you're out there and you're doing your job and you're focused on the right things and you're detailed, and the plays will come to you if you're just doing your job. Everyone has to play fundamental sound football, and we didn't do that as well on some plays yesterday, and it came back, and as you can tell, we lost the game.
And when you are missing personnel, and the offensive line is probably the best example of this, how tough is it to adjust? I mean, you can speak to it for replacing Jerome Baker, but how tough is it? I know that's part of your job, but there's got to be a level of difficulty there, right?
Well, some guys play different. Some guys see things different and they move different. Yeah, you get that. Especially, I can't speak from an offensive perspective because, O-line is like a total different thing that I've ever done. But like for a backer, especially like Mike Backer, it's just all about communication. The more you communicate, the better everyone plays. And even if you make the wrong call, or if you make a call that wasn't called and everybody's on the right page, it still doesn't mean that you're wrong. If you make the wrong call and everybody's playing that play, then you're not wrong. You just made a different call that you were supposed to, So I think that's really all it's about, just over communicating, especially when you don't have the guys like Javon Holland, who's a great communicator in the back end. Baker, who's a great communicator like myself, just stuff like that. Just like you gotta, in those situations, it's all about over communicating, making sure everyone is on the right page and the same page.
Gotcha. Thanks, Duke.
Well,
Last question, Hal?
Hi, Duke. Last night, you guys, for the most part, were able to keep them off the board until those last two drives. And on those two drives, they were getting more than 10, 11 yards per play. Was fatigue a factor at that point, do you think?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
On those last two drives, they were getting more than 10 yards per play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's contrary to what was going on earlier in the game. So I have to wonder, was fatigue a factor in any way on those two scoring drives?
I wouldn't say fatigue. I would just say details and fundamental, getting back to the fundamentals and doing what we do. Watching the tape, it's a lot of things that we go over and talk about every single day. Like I said, it's just like during those moments, you just need to be more detailed and over communicate more than you've ever done. And starting with me, we have to get better with that.
And from the outside looking in, it seems like the kind of difficult loss to swallow. It was such a stunning fashion that, the way the game ended. Can you see how, at least from the outside looking in, how hard it might be for a team to get over a loss like this?
Yeah, I know from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out, it was tough. It was hard on everybody. No we don't expect to lose with the people we have on the field, regardless of who's out there, to be honest with you. And in that game, it was just like it was like a surreal moment, you know, it didn't feel real, but it happened. And at the end of the day, like I said, we have the right men. We got grown men in this building who come to work, and guys with great character who going to get back to the drawing board and learn from everything that we've done wrong. And I know that for a fact. And, you know, we got another game, a division opponent this weekend, and, you know, we're going to focus on each day, and we're going to get better as a team like we always do.